Oh yeah,
movie.
yeah,
A Batman origin movie would have been cool. It didn't
yeah.
even
I
have to
just
focus on his parents dying. It could have just focused on the first year of his career,
yeah.
which we almost got. That's what the Batman is.
Yeah, it was what was gonna be him and Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Dude,
And
that movie would have been amazing.
by the Raid director.
Yeah. No.
It was at one point, it was supposed to be
Yeah.
the director of The Raid.
Well, first Ben Affleck was attached to it. He was
Yeah.
gonna direct it, and then he dropped out after the Joss Whedon crap.
Mhm.
He dropped out as director, but he was still going to be.
He was still
in
gonna
it.
be in
And
it,
was
but
going to be the Raid director, and it
Mhm.
was going to be Batman versus Deathstroke in the Asylum. So basically, it would have just been the Raid where Batman is fighting all of the
All the villains.
Asylum inmates
Yeah.
while trying to catch up to Deathstroke to prevent him from taking out his target.
I
That
would
would
have
have been
watched
such a
the
fucking
shit out of
cool
that movie. I would have loved that movie.
God,
But it could still happen. Like, maybe they'll give that guy a chance to make his own solo Batman movie that's completely unrelated to every other Batman movie.
yeah, we'll see, but
Paul, you're scaring me. I feel like your microphone's gonna fall.
I'm paying attention to it.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get into Justice League.
Why don't you get into Justice League?
All right. What I really love about we're focusing on the Batman side of this. But what I really loved about Zack Snyder's Justice League,
Just how many hours it was.
I do love that. It goes by so quickly though.
Are you talking about the Snyder? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, the Snyder Cut.
Okay.
Was just how different this Batman was. It's like a 180 flip between him and the previous movie, and even just any Batman on screen at all. He's like the most, maybe besides Adam West, he's like the most lighthearted version of the character.
Yeah.
Like he spends a lot of the movie without even the cowl on, and I don't even care. Like the image of him just like in the bat suit, just but with like the Ben Affleck head, is really cool. And like the best scene is he's getting on the bat wing or the bat plane,
Mm-hmm.
and Alfred's like asking, "How do you know, Superman's gonna come?" And he says, "Faith, Alfred, faith."
Yeah, it is a total 180.
It's a
how he is in
beautiful
Batman v
scene.
Superman.
Yeah, like gone is this like cynical, overly planning Batman. There's no prep time here. He just knows Superman's coming.
He's like,
got
I have all these friends. I don't have to worry so much
Yeah.
anymore.
I think that can be kind of jarring for the audience though, and I think it would have I appreciate it, but I think it would have been really cool if between Batman, Superman, and Justice League we had gotten a solo Batman movie to kind of like show the arc, show the transition from A to B, so that it wasn't just him trying to control everything, stop any thread there was in Batman Superman, into this like I got a couple friends, I could chill, we're gonna
Well,
do this.
I think it's also it draws from the Bible actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder movies all have biblical stuff. in
They
them.
have a lot of biblical undertones, and it's specifically the Apostle Paul. Crazy enough. But before Jesus met,
I hate that
before Paul met, Jesus, he was like all about like executing Christians and like Christianity. Like he hated it, and then he meets Jesus, and like it flips, and he becomes like all about the faith, and he becomes one of his like closest, one of his apostles.
Sounds like a phony.
Uh, So the same thing happens with Batman. The death of Superman like changes Batman, on a intrinsic level.
Mhm.
So now, rather than, pulling apart and, ending connections between people, Batman's all about, lassoing his team together and, making new connections.
And that's always a fun story
Yeah.
to see when they do that, because like primarily Batman is a solo character.
Yeah.
Even if he's got a Robin, he's still like he's planning the mission, he's executing the mission, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, you hit that storyline where he's like, "I need help," and I acknowledge that, and then he gets the help, and they just wreck shit.
He always gets the help because he's always like, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. I need help.
And
Help
everybody
me.
knows that when he's actually willing to ask for help, like, oh,
Yeah.
he needs it.
Yeah.
Although we didn't get that I'm an asshole apology in Justice League.
Also, the goggle look was really cool.
I thought the goggle look was cool.
I loved
But
it.
it reminded me of Watchmen. Like,
Yeah. I think
Definitely
that's what they're going for.
yeah. Let's see here. How do you feel? Well, I guess we don't need to get into all the other characters actually, because we're just talking about Batman right now.
Yeah, we're just focusing because we could be here all night, and
How do you
I'll
feel
wrap
about
this up pretty soon.
the change of the bat suit between Batman v Superman and Justice League?
I think it looked pretty cool.
Do you like it better? Do you like the Batman v Superman one better?
I think I still like the Batman v Superman version better,
Yeah,
just because it's
It's
just so
classic.
goofy. It's like it's the Frank Miller look just come to life.
Yeah.
I can't quite place exactly, other than Watchmen, the inspiration for his suit and that, but I think it still looks great.
I think the big difference is just that in Justice League he added like armor plating.
Mhm.
Even in both versions of the suit he adds armor plating because he's taking on extraterrestrials and not just people.
Also, how cool was it that he got inspiration for the heat dampening gauntlets from Wonder Woman?
Oh yeah,
I loved that.
I thought that was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, very cool for him just to take little bits and pieces from everyone.
What's your favorite Ben Affleck bat suit, guys? Because there's 3 to choose from, right? No, 4.
There's the art.
Batman, Superman, trench coat, goggles,
Yeah.
armored up.
Oh my god, the nightmare suit.
Oh yeah, and then the big
Oh.
the tank boy for Superman punching.
Yeah. Is the suit he's wearing in the very end when he's got the goggles on the same suit that he's wearing earlier in the movie when he puts the armored suit on, or are those different suits too?
I mean, he's wearing a trench coat and goggles. I feel like you're not looking at the rest of the suit.
No, I mean the other suit. There's the suit from Batman v Superman. There's the armored suit from Batman v Superman. Then there's the suit that looks like the one from Batman v Superman, but it has like little armor Kevlar patches over his abs. And then there's when he's wearing the goggles later. That suit looks a little different to me still. Or is that the same suit?
I think it's supposed to be. I know in one of the battles, I can't remember which, but he gets an injury on like his chest. Like I think it's got a couple bullet holes.
Yeah.
Those same bullet holes are visible on the nightmare suit.
Oh, so it is the same suit then.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they're all the same suit technically. He's just like adding armor plating to it
Yeah.
constantly. Because even when you look at the suit towards the end of Justice League, you can see like the under layers which look like the original suit still. Like he's just beefing it up.
Isn't there a scene where he's transitioning suits or whatever, and you specifically see the enormous plate under the bat, and he like replaces that because he had been shot.
Yeah.
That's neat.
So you like the nightmare suit the best then, Paul? I like the Batman.
I mean,
v
it's
Superman suit.
it's iconic because it's like, why is he wearing a trench coat and goggles?
'Cause he's cool.
Yeah. But like, why does that look weird? I like the stupid armored up one because it would have been so easy to mess that up somehow, make it look bad, and like they didn't. It was pretty comic accurate and it was pretty intimidating.
It's actually cooler looking than the one in the comics.
I believe he could punch Superman in that little tank suit, and I believe he could take a punch from Superman, and like it was cool. It was cool.
It is a damn cool suit. And I love the white eyes too.
That moment where he blocks the punch from Superman, and Superman's like, "What?" Oh
Yeah. Eric, what do you think? What's your favorite one?
I liked the Batman v Super one. It looked like
The classic one or the armored one?
the classic one. It just looked like it was layer upon layer of molded Kevlar.
I love it
And-
too.
Just a big guy in
Like-
spandex.
I mean, he's right here.
takes-
Look at him.
He takes a knife. So it's not this big armored suit. He's not like invulnerable. He has that much confidence in his ability to take on an entire room full of people with
Oh,
guns,
I don't know.
knowing that
A guy loads a clip in Batman's head.
Pointed at the
Point
back of his head. Yeah.
help it. That dude was aiming at the wrong spot.
Yeah. Well,
I think it shows he has confidence in his armor to protect him no matter what. Unless he gets shot in the mouth, he's probably okay,
yeah.
you know? And Robert Pattinson's Batman's the same way. He's just like, yep,
Yeah.
no one's going to stop me unless they shoot me in the face.
And I don't think like nobody's got the balls to shoot him in the mouth because, to quote Zack Snyder, that jaw.
Yeah. Like you see it, and you're just like,
Yeah.
"Ah," quiver away. All right, so we all like Ben Affleck Batman. Do we need to get into Robert Pattinson real quick?
Let's
Let's just skip it.
Let's just skip it.
All right, let's get into Robinson.
Robin Robinson.
I'm gonna have a hot take on this one, so I'll go last.
No,
Alright.
you know what?
You gotta
Let's
go
do the
first
hot.
so we
no,
can
no.
counter it the whole time.
Okay.
I like him, but like I'm not. Like it wasn't my favorite Batman, so I want a hot take.
All right.
Hot take. The more times I watch the movie, the less I like him.
All right, fair point.
Because
But explain.
not that I the first time I saw it, the movie as a whole was so good, and he was surrounded by such a great supporting cast that I walked out of the theater and I said to myself, like, everyone was perfect. But then the more times I rewatched it, I kind of got this feeling that not a whole lot was being asked of Robert Pattinson. There's only like one or two Bruce Wayne scenes. So it's not necessarily that I don't like him. I just don't think he really proved much. Like, we know he's a good actor. We've seen recent things like The Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
But what did he prove in that movie other than someone with, 90% of their body covered can have a somewhat menacing voice?
I think he did a little more than that, but Paul, do you want to?
Yeah, it just like everything you said is like correct. I'm not gonna argue that, but I'm gonna justify some of it because I think like we are at a point in Batman's career where like Bruce Wayne doesn't matter. Like
Yeah,
you
he doesn't
said,
exist yet.
we didn't see a lot of Bruce Wayne, and it's because like there isn't. Bruce Wayne is a shell for Batman to sleep in.
Which his house is kind of proof of that. Like, even
Yeah.
he's just like, yep, I'm gonna paint shit all over the floor. Like,
He doesn't care at all.
Wayne Manor itself isn't the man.
He's got a fucking business meeting the next morning.
Wait,
Like,
it's not even Wayne Manor in the movie, right? It's a
part of.
It's an orphanage.
no. Well, the actual Wayne Manor is the orphanage that they go into later in the movie, but the place where Bruce Wayne lives is just like a penthouse
Yeah.
on the top of a skyscraper.
is it where's the Batcave?
So, okay, there's technically it's an okay. You have to read the prequel novel to the movie to like learn all this, which is kind of bullshit. But basically, Wayne Manor became the orphanage, which is where the Riddler grew up, which is in the end where all the drop heads are.
Mhm.
That's Wayne Manor. And then there's an underground railway style like train station that connects Wayne Manor to the Wayne building, which has the penthouse on top where he lives. So they would take this underground like rail station thing from their house from Wayne Manor to work every day. That way they didn't have to drive on the streets like everyone else.
Well, so when they're at the place that they live and they've got shit spread out everywhere, and Alfred's sewing him up and he's
Yeah.
reviewing his contacts footage,
That's
and
in the rail station thing.
and Alfred says that he's having the executives come by
Mhm.
the place that they live because Bruce won't go to work, but he lives at work. So why is that weird then?
No, because the railway station connects the two properties. So probably the Batcave is underneath Wayne Manor, and he just takes the rail station to.
So the executives are coming to the rail station to see him?
No, they're coming to the
The tower that
the
he
Wayne
lives in
Tower.
where they work. So why is that a weird
Because
thing?
he like never actually goes home. He just like stays in the Batcave all the time.
Like my point is, Alfred was like, I had to make them come to where we live because you won't go to work.
Yeah.
But if he lives at work, then
Yes.
We had to get them to come all the way upstairs.
Except he's basically living in a cave under Wayne Manor instead of living in the penthouse suite on the top of the Wayne Tower. Right. I think that's what he's getting at is like you never actually come to the tower to work /home.
but then like the issue is still I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day, fucking whatever.
It
but
really
like,
doesn't.
but then the issue is still just like they'd still just be going to work to meet him. So like what strings did Alfred have to pull to get them to come to this specific location to meet him if they're
Probably
still
not
going
much.
to work?
Probably nothing.
Anyway.
I mean, they would go anywhere that he required them to go anyways to meet Bruce Wayne.
But Bruce Wayne didn't matter in this movie. I think the character will become more relevant and grow as this franchise goes on. But to follow up off that, the Pattinson not being asked to do a lot as Batman, you're not wrong. Like the movie had a killer supporting cast, and like it had to because so much of this movie was world building for sequels for the 2 spin-off shows. And did it maybe suffer a little bit because of that in certain areas? Was it a little bit longer than it needed to be? Like, sure, but I still had a great time the whole time, and I'm so excited for the world they built and the additional content they're going to give us with those 2 shows and probably at least 2 more movies.
And to be fair, the 2 things that I absolutely just don't care to see again, I don't care to see, child Bruce watching his parents die.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We know. I also don't want to see Playboy Batman because
But they'll do that. They will.
they
but-
will do it eventually. But it's just
I feel like they'll do it when they need to though, and
Yeah.
it'll like serve a purpose. And I don't expect that to be until probably like the 3rd movie.
Yeah.
'cause in the past it didn't always have a purpose.
No.
Michael Keaton throws a party, and that's the vessel for which he then fucks Vicky Vale.
He then has to not be at the party anymore.
The party.
And then no one seems. I think that's weird that his butler's like, "Hey, you should leave right
Yeah.
now for no reason."
It's always weird in every Batman movie or